Hello, my name is Chloe, welcome to my channel. Today I'm bringing to you my February book haul. So after the mammoth book haul of January, where I hauled 38 books, I will link that down in the description if you've not checked that out yet, I don't know about decided, but I have had a much calmer month in comparison, but I do still have 13 books to share with you. I've hauled 13 books this month and I have read 11, which you would have seen in my wrap up. And not all 11 were on my physical TBR, so the TBR number is climbing. It always happens like that at the start of the year. We can bring it down throughout. So I have books from publishers here, I have books that I've bought myself, and I have some lovely gifts. So let's just dive on in. The first book I received from a publisher is Never Been Better by Leanne Toshiko Simpson. I talked about this one at length in my March TBR because I'll be picking it up very soon, if I haven't already when this video comes out. So please do go check out that video if you want more information on this book. But this was received through a book tour company and it is being published by Putnam. It is a look at mental health and romance while also being quite rooted in humour, I think. I'll find out very soon. The second book from a publisher is Bad Like Us by Gabriella Lepore. I got this from Harper 360 YA. They have sent me every single Gabriella Lepore book as it is published. This is the third one I've received and it actually went on sale I think a week before this video went live. So this says, spring break is a vibe until somebody gets murdered. Two friend groups collide over spring break at a private beach lodge. Old flames are rekindled and new flames are snuffed out. When someone turns up dead, Eva can't trust her best friends, but she thinks she can trust Colton. So there is a character called Colton, so my heartstrings are already being pulled on. This is my favourite cover out of the Gabriella Lepore books so far, and it's definitely giving me Riverdale vibes. So I am interested by this one. I will try my best and pick it up in March. We will see when I get around to this one. Next we have a book I kind of bought myself, kind of swapped, not that it matters, but it is The Stranded by Sarah Daniels. When I had started moving apartments, I put all of my unhaul books on Facebook and somebody reached out to me and said would I like this in exchange for an ARC I was unhauling, and I said yes please. It is signed clearly to the original owner, but it is signed. And I've heard pretty interesting things about this. I believe it's like a dystopian end of the world, but they're stuck on a cruise ship. It says, on a luxurious cruise ship, it is now home to the stranded. For 40 years, they have lived and died on the water. I have very high hopes for this. I know that Becca loves it, so I'm just going to go into it with very high expectations and we'll see if that is advisable. Then I have some books I bought myself. Loyal viewers, giving you a title, will know that I was in the States at the start of the year and there were two books that I didn't pick up on my travels but I kind of wish I would have done. So then when I had some birthday money, I decided I was going to buy those two books. The first one is My Fault by Mercedes Ron. This, I have watched the Amazon Prime movie. Me and Cole watched it while I was on my trip, so I kind of know the story already, but I feel like the book is going to just be so much better. This is about a 17-year-old girl whose mom gets re-engaged to a new guy and she's told that they're going to go and live with the new guy. The new guy has a son, so she is lovingly gifted with a stepbrother. I have just read, it says on the back, young adult. I think it's going to be towing the lines of young adult here. I think this actually might be new adult, if not adult. Cole basically, like, tagline to this movie, what are you doing, stepbro? And that is the vibes it gives off. It is a slightly incestuous feeling romance. I can't believe I just said that out loud. But we'll see how it goes. It does look like on the back though, they lived in Toronto and then they've moved to California, which in the movie they're definitely in Spain, so we will see. What the two don't account for is the powerful attraction between them, enough to turn their world upside down. We will see. The other book I got, and this is because the mother-in-law was telling me I just had to do it, is Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver. This is apparently a serial killer romance. Every serial killer needs a friend. Every game must have a winner. Can Rowan and Sloane dig themselves out of a game of graves, or have they finally met their match? I've just heard really good things. I'm not going to look into it too much. I don't want to be put off by the hype. It says romance, murder, chaos. Maybe I should make that a bookmark. Romance, murder, chaos. Noted. I need to take a picture of that. Look out for those. And the next 6 books, so the final ones that I bought myself, are ones that I bought on the Patreon meetup. It's so fun to have Patreon meetups. I'm trying to do a couple a year. We did Birmingham and Bristol last year, and we started the year off strong in Nottingham. I am hoping to do London and Manchester before the year is out, but no guarantees. I just think it's really fun to meet up with people from the bookish internet, hang out and buy books. So the books that I bought on that trip, I did buy 3 in the works. I'm missing a book. So there's actually 14 books on this haul, but I've lost one. I'd snuck it onto the shelf, how rude. So I have 4 from the works. The first were in the 3 for £6 deal. So I got Enchanted to Meet You by Meg Cabot. This just jumped out to me because of the author, Meg Cabot being the author of The Princess Diaries, and I thought, well, let's see what she's doing now. It's kind of giving me ex-Hex vibes, a bit of a witchy romance. What's love without a little magic? As a teenager, lovelorn Jessica Gold cast a spell that went disastrously wrong and brought her a lifetime ban from the World Council of Witches. Sounds like the ex-Hex. So no one is more surprised when 15 years later, tall, handsome Derek Winters shows up in her quaint little village and claims that Jess is the chosen one, destined to save West Harbour from a sinister force. It sounds like the ex-Hex. I know I compare all witchy books to that, but that's kind of the vibe I get. Let's hope I like this one even more, and maybe I will because of like the nostalgia vibes of this author. I then got Filthy Rich Vampire by Geneva Lee, and I tell you what, all I know about this is it sounds like Bridgerton, but with vampires. Julien Rousseau has a problem. He's single, and for the world's wealthiest vampires, the social season is about to begin. Julien would rather stake himself than participate in the marriage market. But as the eldest, most eligible Rousseau, he's expected to find a wife before the season ends, whether he likes it or not. We'll stick at that. It is Bridgerton with vampires, and I feel like this is going to be a filthy good time. Next up, we have Better Hate Than Never by Chloe Leese. This is the second Chloe Leese book I have now, and I haven't read the first because, you know, chaos. I'm not going to dive into it too much. It is a haters to lovers romance. I do often enjoy those. It sounds like it's going to be a pretty easy, fun-going time, so let's leave it at that. This is quite a chilled book haul this month. And the final book I got from the works, and this was £3, which I can't believe, is The Graham Effect by Elle Kennedy. This is a hockey romance. It says hockey's golden girl just made a deal with the bad boy. Gigi Graham has exactly 3 goals: qualify for the women's national hockey team, win Olympic gold, and step out of her famous father's shadow. So far so good, except for 2 little things. She needs to improve her game behind the net, and she needs help from Luke Ryder. Ryder is 6'5", built, opinionated, rude, and sexy as hell, but he's still the enemy. It sounds like another haters to lovers romance, but just throw in a sport, so fun times. We then have 3 books that I splurged on in Waterstones, the first one being from BookTube's own Amy McCaw. This is Mina and the Slayers. This is the second book in the Mina universe, and I grabbed this one because it is actually signed by Amy, so I felt like I had to have it. Yeah, we love Amy. Amy's great. So when I saw an opportunity to get a signed copy of her second book, had to do it. I realised though, I told you nothing about the book apart from who the author is. This is a YA vampire story, think Buffy vibes, and I can't tell you too much about it because then I'll spoil the first book. But the most important thing is we love Amy, so buy her books. The second one I got is If Only I Had Told Her by Laura Nowlin. This is the sequel, I believe, to If Only He Had Been With Me. If only I told her that I loved her years ago, then I wouldn't be here now. So just think cheesy YA, end of the world, because it's so heartbreaking romance. I wasn't sure why I needed it. I still haven't read the first book, but it says it's Waterstones exclusive. We have sprayed edges, so you know, it came home with me. And then finally, for the books I bought myself, I have The Things We Do to Our Friends by Heather Darwent. I've heard quite a lot about this, particularly from Leanne at Literary Diversions, who was completely raving about this book, so I decided that I had to have it. It says, all her life, Claire has never fitted in. So when she arrives at Edinburgh University, she seizes the chance to reinvent herself. Then she meets Tabitha, who is everything she's not, charismatic, dazzling, and intimidatingly wealthy. Soon, Claire is sucked into Tabitha's enigmatic circle of friends, and it's all she hoped it would be, until it's not. Because they are not all they seem, and they've been waiting for Claire. With friends like these, who needs enemies? So I don't know anything apart from that, and that Leanne says it has immaculate vibes. So here for the vibes. And then finally, we have two lovely gifts this month. I am so grateful for both of these. The first one is The Night And Gale by Kristen Hannah, which was a gift from Joe and Alfie. We can't forget Alfie. But it says, something to put on the bookshelves in your new flat. Hope the move went well. As you can see from behind me, I did not need any more books on my bookshelf, but we are always grateful for another book. So I have heard amazing things about this. I have read one Kristen Hannah book potentially and loved it, loved the vibes. I always thought it was a little bit too highbrow intelligent for me, but I'm just kind of persevering with myself and saying that I can do this, I can cope with this content. So this is set in France in 1940. It says the story is about what it would be like to be a woman during World War II, when women's stories were all too often forgotten or overlooked. Vianne and Isabel are two sisters, separated by years and experience, by ideals and passion and circumstance, each embarking on her own dangerous path towards survival, love and freedom in war-torn France. It's a heartbreakingly beautiful novel that celebrates the resilience of the human spirit and the endurance of women. I feel like it's going to be amazing. Everyone says this book is just top tier. Can't believe how amazing it is, so I'm going to trust Joe. I don't know if Joe's read it, I maybe should have asked. And last but by no means least, this one was the most completely ridiculous, did not need this gift, but I'm so appreciative. It is The Couple by Helly Acton, and it was a gift from the lovely Victoria. If you haven't seen on Victoria's channel, she came to visit me for a couple days and she made a whole video about Worcester and what she got up to, so I will link that down in the description. But the gift note says, thank you for allowing me to crash your evenings this week. I had the best time. See you soon, from Victoria. I feel like I heard about this one from Leanne Rose. Again, I will link her channel. Millie lives in a society where being single is the norm. She's happy, she's successful, and she has a close-knit group of friends, not forgetting her grumpy cat Bruce. Bruce. Her life is perfectly organised and she likes it that way. The last thing she needs is romance messing it up. Thank you very much. That is, until she's partnered with a new colleague, Ben. He's everything Millie's not. Spontaneous, chaotic and disorganised, not to mention annoyingly attractive. Together they're tasked with launching a revolutionary new pill that prevents you from falling in love. I've read one book by this author and didn't love it, which is probably the worst thing to start this like yay excited book haul, but I just think the premise of this book sounds really good. I've seen amazing reviews, and obviously thank you again to Victoria. We seem to keep going backwards and forwards with thanking each other for spending some time together the other week, and I'm so appreciative that she wanted to come and spend time with me. This just feels like an extra hug that I didn't deserve, so thank you so much, Victoria. And there we have it. Those are, I don't even think I can pick them up, the 14 books I hauled this month. A bit of editing magic will now say that we haven't done the outro yet. I needed to wrap some of these up for my advent calendar. If you have missed previous hauls, what I'm doing with my hauls is at the end of the month I'm wrapping up 3 books to include them in my 2024 advent calendar. They need to be books that I've bought myself and ones that I will potentially forget that I own. So ones that I bought myself are quite limited. We have these options. For once, I don't think I'm going to put aside My Fault and Butcher and Blackbird, just because I really do want to read those very soon. So these are the ones I am less bothered about. I feel like I should do the 3 that were in the 3 for 6, or I currently have 6 books on my advent calendar. Should I just make it 11 already? Shall I wrap all of these? Oh wait, there are 3 more books over there I could have wrapped up. I'm an idiot. I'm going to wrap all of these books to bring my advent calendar total to 11. The closer to the start of the year I can get it up to 24 books means the more likely I will be to forget the books that I've hauled by the time we hit Christmas. So I'm going to wrap up all 5 of these and add them to my advent calendar. Right, back to the outro. Completely unnecessary, completely where on earth am I going to put these books, but I'm so grateful to have them in my hands. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really do hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!